All right, so welcome to our Amherst School Board impromptu meeting for June 13th. We'll get started tonight at 6:01 today. Appreciate everybody coming down. Our main topic of focus tonight will be nominating a new school board member to fill the remaining 9 months or so of the seat vacated by Victoria Parisi, who resigned last month. So that'll be the bulk of what we do tonight in non-public. Prior to that, though, we do have a couple of items just to check off our list. First off, we will start off with public comments. We'll open it up for folks who would like to make a comment either in person or in the chat, not on the chat, but folks that are watching online. I do see we have a couple of attendees, so if you'd like to speak and you're online, please raise your hands. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. We'll ask you to turn on your camera and then say your name and town of residence before you actually get your 3 minutes. In the interest of time and the folks that are in the lobby for interviews, I will stop public comment now, seeing that there are none that are raising their hand in person or online. And we'll move to our second item, our consent agenda, which is just the acceptance of roughly $1,000 in unanticipated revenue. I'll take a motion to accept that item in the consent agenda. I'll make that motion. And I'll take a second as well.
Second.
Shannon with the second. Any questions, any comments on that? We do want to thank the Amherst Junior Women's Club for the $1,000. It's going to be used for flexible seating options and library furniture across the Amherst School District. So something that will be very beneficial for the kids in the libraries. And I know that last year it made a big difference with the new furniture we got at Wilkins. So it continues part of that project as well. So without further discussion, anybody all in favor of accepting the $1,000 on the consent agenda? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that passes unanimously 4-0. Next item up, Steve, if Mike and Steve, if you're ready to do it now, the nominations and resignations. I know we had some items we wanted to cover with that. If we need to go to non-public after, we certainly can, but generally we were able to get through these fairly quickly. It's going to take me a while to see Mike instead of Steve now. Just we sit next to each other. I'll try.
No, I appreciate that, Tom. So what we have is we'll start with a resignation, if we could, right? Yeah. I'd like to the board to accept with regret Steve LaBelle's resignation, and just as a reminder, this position was used to fund the additional first grade teacher, and at Wilkins. So if we could accept Steve LaBelle's resignation, that'd be appreciated.
Okay. We'll need a motion to accept the resignation. Terry with the motion. Can I get a second? Shannon with a second. Any questions for Mike on that position? Okay, all in favor? 4 in favor, none opposed. So we accept that resignation from Steve with regret. I know he was here for a fairly long time. So we do accept that and wish him luck as he goes on his next adventure. Next up.
Yeah, we have 2 nominations passed out. The nomination packet created by Amina and Amy. So appreciate the support of Kelly Doobie to a position of Amherst Middle School psychologist. The interview process was completed and thorough at the building level. Then myself, Steve, Christine had an opportunity to interview her. This would be pending the release of her contract from her current district. And once they find a suitable replacement. So that would be Kelly Doobie. And
when did we find that out? Yeah,
it's coming up.
Yeah. So they have posted the position in that particular school district. They are optimistic that they will be able to, and as soon as they do have a suitable replacement, which they hope to by the beginning of school, they will release Kelly.
And I take it this is one of those where she had already accepted the contract because our job posting wasn't available at the time, where she accepted her renewing contract in April.
Yes.
And took a timeline. So this was posted after that.
Correct. And so I spoke with the superintendent of that district, and that is where we're at with it. And that's common practice at this point of the hiring season.
So my other question is, I know the psychologist is one of the hard ones to fill. And I know like Milford, for example, has had open ones all year that they couldn't fill. Do we have a backup? I
Yeah,
guess?
we spoke here internally that we have opportunity to have some contracted services to make sure that the needs are, being met.
Okay.
And then the other districts have the option to do the same thing too, as they look for suitable replacements, and that's an option for districts as well. So,
That's-
both districts want to kind of support this candidate, Kelly, as she wants to move on, so.
Yeah.
The second is very similar. Rachel Palermo, we were hoping to get the nomination for a middle school 5th grade teacher. Same type of situation, coming from a district and is pending release for contract.
I think, is she a 45-day notice?
She was, yeah.
Yeah, so I think as long as we do this 45 days, we're okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
she's a
waiting
little
in-
different.
Just slightly different.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
we were getting back to her tonight after the board meeting.
So as
she
long
could
as-
immediately submit a letter tomorrow.
And as
Okay.
long as it's 45 days, we're okay. We have
Yeah.
plenty, so we're good here.
So we're good there. So,
Great.
and you have the steps and the salary.
I'll take a motion to accept the nominations as presented. I get that from Terry, second. And I get a second from Shannon. Any further questions for Mike? Okay, I will call the vote then to accept the 2 nominations tonight. All in favor? 2, 3, 4. None opposed. All right, so that takes us through the bulk of our regular business tonight. We will talk about unassigned fund balance after our non-public session, but in the interest of time and out of courtesy to the folks that have applied for the school board position that is vacant. Now, we will start our interview process. To do this, we will go into non-public tonight under RSA 91A3 to subsection C. And this just involves personnel and hirings. I guess hiring is probably not the right word.
Reputation.
Reputation, there we go. So just as a courtesy to those folks, we will conduct the interviews in non-public. The way that it will work tonight is we'll do our 5 interviews. We'll stay in non-public, we'll deliberate. We'll make a decision on who we'd like to nominate to that position. We will follow up with that person to see if they're willing to accept it. If they are, we will then notify the folks that we did not choose in the nomination process. We'll notify them, and then we'll be able to make that announcement public. So we just want to make sure that we're following protocol and following good manners to let folks know if they did or did not, if they were or were not selected for that position. So to start off, I'll take a motion to go into non-public here at 6:09. Terry? Shannon second? Okay, roll call vote starting with Shannon.
Gascoigne, yes?
White, yes.
Gothier, yes?
Being yes.
All right, we are in non-public